We are in. We are in, and I have no sound on my end because I didn't put my earbuds in, but you know, it is what it is. We learn. Let's see if I can get all this together. Make sure I know what I'm doing. Feels like it's been forever since I've streamed, so. Make sure everything's looking good. Looks good to me. Let's get started on it. I want to try something, because dogs are freaking out, as always. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the idea of maybe doing those wall pieces instead of the brick. I think the brick is a little too on the nose, maybe. Like, there's too much going on. Now, the thing I'd really like to do is if I had a narrower portion, but let's see. If I put this in. Do I like that better? Or is that just going to get really repetitive? Hey, Origin. How do we feel about this instead of this? I'm trying to figure. I don't think I like the way, because the reference image is more, doesn't do this back to forth. Hey Monkey's Tavern, I need both of your help on this. So we could either go with something like this. I would sink it in a little bit more. Yeah, do we like this or this better? I think this is a little too busy, but I'm not sure if this is the right solution. So I've got a couple of Cheez-Its. So excuse me if I munch on those a bit. Okay. That's not going to be the solution. It's not flexi color. That would have been perfect. Let me look at some reference pictures from the Tennessee Aquarium again. That's not the solution either. Like, it feels like something that should be in one of the classic pieces. Like, I don't have to do an exact replica, but I want something that looks similar to it. Oh, don't make me do that game. I can do that. Don't make me, please. If only there were smaller ones of those. Just, you know, for proof of concept, let's see. Could we do it? It's pretty close to it, because that's what the Tennessee Aquarium uses, and I kind of like that color pattern that they've got going on. Again, I think it could always be convinced otherwise. I don't think that's the way to approach it. do think the color on that is a lot better. Maybe we just alternate that. I think I like that better. Thoughts? It's also a little easier to pattern. Because I can do it in smaller sections. You might also desaturate these. Lots of tweaking. We love that. And by that, I mean we don't really like that much. But I do like the way that looks. Yeah. Significantly nicer. Significantly nicer. Yes, so it's going to be the outdoor portion of a beaver habitat. And then on the right, we'll have a otter habitat, which is going to be... I don't think so. I'm trying to decide. Because I'm going to have an Everglades section. But the problem is that I feel like... in a otter. But no, the alligators are going in the Everglades aquarium area. Because I've got 3 plans. the Everglades, this one, and then the Keys to the Future is what the other one's called, which is all going to be about saltwater life, which will have the American crocodile, because they are the only other crocodile besides the salty that actually tolerates salt water. Yeah, that looks way more realistic than this. This looks just so cartoonish now. Oh yeah. I mean, those are generally the best. Those are generally the best ones. It's just the remasters kind of just add a whole new flavor. Though I am getting the itch to do a zoo with like actual animal mods because there's so many pretty ones, especially with the birds. Unfortunately, there's not a turkey vulture or American kestrel mod, which is a shame. But I guess I should also ask y'all while y'all are here, because y'all are some of the more active members in my community. Um, what do y'all think about me streaming at like 6 o'clock in the mornings as well, as a like no commentary, but just get some stuff done? Because otherwise, we're gonna get significantly less streams in the near future. I guess I don't actually need all of these selected. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, if y'all want to, y'all can still watch the VODs, but I do understand as well that that is early for people. I mean, it's early for me too. I'm always up early. I'm an old man. Uh, Wait, this is all supposed to be above that glass. Oops. Maybe we'll figure out something else that needs to go here. Maybe like some wooden structure or something. I really like the look of this aquarium outside, though. We also need to do some work on the roof, which is going to be a pain in the butt. If you've seen the Tennessee Aquarium. I don't know if any of y'all have been there, but it is quite the structure. That's right. I remember you telling me that. It's a pretty cool looking building. I talked to Callum about it and he said he didn't think that the roofs would be too difficult. But he was also saying if you were just doing a direct replica. I'm very much inspired by his most recent yeah, the Tennessee Aquarium is really good.
Hey, Alan.
Would highly recommend it. I actually prefer it over the Atlanta Aquarium because it's more natives focused, which I really like. Guess y'all could probably tell from this zoo that I like natives to my region. Oh yeah, but you get the joy of making a really cool looking building when it's not on the grid. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is also we've got a lot of species that are also in the Great Lakes region, so. That doesn't really look. I have two, honestly. I'm a little surprised by it, but yeah, me too. Yeah, and I really like the kind of theme we've got going here. Zoo burns. Yeah. So a lot of the animals in this one will be workshop items, unfortunately. Just because, so while there's fish mods, they don't work great, in my opinion. And you have to create... Yeah, that is one thing that I do like about this as well, is that we've actually got a bit of a story going on. Yeah, her story on it has been pretty good. I want to do something like that. At some point, I'm just not sure when or how. So I think my next project is the Birmingham Zoo recreation. I think that's just I think that's the next project I want to do. Is try my hand at a recreation zoo. Because that will give me modded animals, because my zoo has animals. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I've heard very mixed reports from different Planet Zoo creators on whether that performs well. Captain Callum says that his recently have not been, but then Pacha, he says that his have been. So I think it just kind of depends. I feel like if I market it as like, I recreate my local zoo, that's kind of a little bit more clickbaity, which is just kind of how it goes nowadays. As much as I'm not a fan of clickbaity stuff, it's just if you want your stuff to do well, then you kind of need it. It's not really clickbaity, I guess it's over-the-top engaging. Because I'm not telling you something that's false, that would be clickbaiting. It's just telling it in an over-the-top way to try and get people to click things. So they're still getting what they clicked for. I hope I've made this perfectly clear, which is unlikely because it's me. Okay, cool. Boom. Oh, oops. I should pay attention sometimes. You know, just every once in a while. Probably help me out. Maybe. I just... Not Hearts of Iron 4. I looked into that game and it just doesn't look interesting to me. Maybe some Crusader Kings? Maybe. Oh, guys, I've got a rant. I've got a rant, because I was watching a show and I need my ranting, okay? So I was watching Eyes of... Okay. That would definitely be, though, a post-kid game, because that's gonna be a while before I think about doing Crusaders King playthrough, because Well, because I'll have a kid and have other things to worry about. And Jurassic World Evolution 3 will have come out, which I am planning on playing the heck out of. I may also be getting into some Ark soon, and maybe some Dune Awakening, because my dad wants to play Dune Awakening with me. My friends want to play. Oh, that's right. We do actually kind of want to use this section, because we're going to put some wood thing there that's going to hide the glass, theoretically. But on to my rant. Yeah, the problem is my friends want to play Ark Ascended, which I don't have yet. So hopefully it will go on sale around Christmas. My friends are obsessed. Friends are obsessed with Ascended, so I think it's what I'm gonna get stuck with. But yeah, on to my rant. So I was watching Eyes of Wakanda today, and the first episode is, so, you know, the premise is all about, like, the Wakandans influencing history. So I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. We'll see. I like history, let's see how it does. And I'm like, I'm not gonna hold them to a crazy historical standard, because it's Marvel, and you know, this is all fake. So, first episode's 1450, Crete. Everyone's speaking English, the Wakandans, the Cretans, some random Viking lady, which doesn't really make sense, but again, we're not holding them to realism. They don't have to be historically accurate. There can be Vikings in the, 15th century BC? So, but, whatever. Everyone's speaking English. Again, something fine. I understand for the ease of listening, you know? Everything's in English. Don't mind, they don't need to be speaking ancient Greek. So that's fine. So get through that episode. Then we watch the second episode. So the second episode, it's the Trojan War. So, you know, we're getting a little bit further along. I think they are placing the Trojan War at around 1400 BC is what it seems like. I don't know about the historicity of that. I know that the Trojan War has become more historically valid of an opinion, but I don't know what the date is that they put on that, so I can't judge that. So, you know, Achilles is speaking Greek, Odysseus is, or no, English. Everyone's speaking English, including the Wakandans. So, okay, again, we're speaking English because, you know, it's the language that everyone understands mostly, and so there's no real reason to be upset about that. That's fine. Again, we don't mind if it's doing English to make sure that people are able to understand the themes of the show. So, and, you know, it's nice because you can watch a show and not have to be focused on it the entire time. So, you know, I like a casual watch. Third episode. Now we're in China in 1400 AD, and all of a sudden, everyone's speaking Mandarin. I just don't get it. Like, we've already established that, like, we can just use English to communicate. Like, we don't have to do authentic languages. So why does everyone speak English in the other episodes, and then all of a sudden everyone's speaking Mandarin, and then halfway through they transition from Mandarin to English. So now they're speaking Mandarin, then halfway through that episode they start speaking English. And it's not even like, oh, the Wakandans are just speaking to each other so they can speak English. It's the same Chinese person that was speaking Mandarin before, now all of a sudden she speaks English. In fact, the subtitles even read, like, in English. So, you know, that's frustrated me. Mainly just because it's so inconsistent. Like, I've got no problems if you want to put something in a different language. I mean, that's fine. If you want to be more, like, culturally, like, accurate, don't mind that one bit. It's cool. I appreciate it. But be consistent with it. Then the next episode, I just realized this as I was about to make this rant. Next episode, they're speaking English, and it's Italians and Ethiopians, so they're not speaking Ethiopic, and they're not speaking Italian, which, you know, would... Because someone at work was like, oh, maybe it's just because there's there's probably not as many availabilities for, like, ancient Greek voice actors, but there's plenty of voice actors for Mandarin. I was like, yeah, maybe. But, I mean, that's kind of blown out of the water by the fact that I don't know how many people speak Ethiopic still, but probably not as high, actually, as ancient Greek, honestly, if I'd have to imagine. Or even modern Greek, because I'm sure Mandarin from 1400 AD has experienced some changes in 600 years. Like, even if it's mostly the same, it's probably got some changes. So we're not being historically accurate at this point with that. But again, I said historically accurate doesn't matter. But it's beginning to matter because everything's so stupid that once you start being a level of stupid, then now all holds are everything's off once you start going past a level of crazy. I kind of think that I would prefer this to be moved in. Let me make sure I'm not crazy. But then in this one, this lady from the future, you said you've seen at Monkey's Tavern, so I'm not really giving anything away. She speaks in Wakandan, so these people have been speaking English the whole time. Like, so now you've canonically made it so that... You've now canonically made it that they were speaking English the whole time. Not that they were speaking, like, Wakandan or Greek, and you're just getting it interpreted as English. That ship has sailed now. Now, they are canonically speaking English because at some point it goes, now speaking in Wakandan. So yeah, that was super dumb. And thanks for listening to my rant. And my friend's like, it's no big deal. And I'm like, no, this is really annoying. So yeah, that was my little talk. I appreciate y'all. Sure you are. You gotta do the off-the-grid buildings every once in a while, just to flex a little bit. You know? Just a little bit of builder's flex never hurt nobody. I will say though, Wyatt Andrews' Workshop has been posting some pictures of his next build, and that flexing, it does hurt me a little bit. But it's that kind of hurt that makes you improve. Just like some of Eben's. Probably makes sense, because then you know you can make enough room, but I feel like if I do that, I will also just make a massive area and then... Alright, that looks pretty good. Do you want to put a poll in with our options? Appreciate it. Now, of course, we could use this. Hey, dog. Okay, I kind of like that color. Actually, no, that was perfect. But I kind of want to use planks. It gives us that modern feel, because I want this aquarium to look... Yeah, that's good. That's good. People can vote in the Twitch. Yeah. Whoa. You have. I mean, I don't mind. That will probably take the shortest amount of time to do as well. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Hey, it's going good. We are just working on this sort of aquarium building based loosely on the Tennessee Aquarium. Do you mean like one of these? Herbivore exhibit kept going above the ground, so it was like up here. Connecting to paths can be tricky sometimes. Do you have any mods by chance? Typically, it will only have a problem connecting to paths if it's under the ground. Like you can see here. I mean, okay, so it's not a mod problem. That's cool. I'm just trying to okay, so you've got it on like a platform. In that case, you don't actually need, from what I understand, paths to lead to it for people to look at it. You might still need one path for staff to get to it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I just remember that you don't actually need paths to go exactly to it. Just as long as they're by it, then guests should still look at the animal. But again, the one thing I'm not 100% sure on is whether the staff would be able to reach it. Oh, are you meaning like an actual habitat? Oh yeah. I tried to play on my dad's Xbox, and it was not pretty. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna show you how to play Planet Zoo, because my dad's an architect, but he's been like, yeah, I haven't really done much on Planet Zoo because of it being difficult on the PC or on the console. And I was like, nah, I got this. I did not have it. About halfway through working on, I don't even remember what I was trying to work on. I was like, nope, Dad, you can keep this. I kind of do like the idea of this going across all that. Then maybe we can put some hinge pieces or the... I am liking how that's looking. I feel like that needs to be an emote. Like just those words, I'm liking how that's looking, because that's something I say quite a bit. I need to know how to spell. Monkey's Tavern, can you post a link in the Discord so that Bailey Kennedy, if you join the Discord, I can probably look at what your habitat looks like, and maybe I can figure out why that's happening, but without being able to see it, it's kind of hard for me to figure out. Also, y'all should vote in the poll down below, or above, in the chat. So you can determine what we're working on. Pretty happy with that. As of right now, we're going to work on our orchestral aviary if Monkey's Tavern gets his way. This is the start of that building. And I think the kestrel aviary is just going to be in a circular structure here. And then we'll have the turkey vulture aviary here. But we got a few more minutes before we do that, so let's work on... I think we can finally start working on the interior. Or we start working on the roof. Which is probably going to be the hardest part of this project, if I'd have to imagine. It truly is. Also, this is the worst. I mean, yeah, but most of the stuff is on grid, so it... I honestly just think the toughest part is going to be me having designed a somewhat difficult design for the roof. But Captain Callum said I should start with the roof. And I trust him because he's a professional. Yeah, no, you can't. Again, I think the best thing for me to be able to help you, yeah, it is unfortunate. The best way I can help is if you join the Discord. I can kind of look at pictures of your stuff. But that's what I've got. I don't really know how else I can help. No, we don't want aligned to surface. Put a couple enclosures down. That's weird. Yeah, I'd have to see it to really know what you're talking about. But that's not the right angle. We want something more like this. Actually, let's just... Oh, yes, glass opaque. That's what we want. I'm kidding. So it's either this, which we'd have to beef up quite a bit. Could do this, but it's not super detailed. Yeah, I guess we'll go with Old Faithful, the modern glass. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I haven't owned a PlayStation in I don't know how long, but sorry it didn't work out for you. Again, if you want to join the Discord, I can do my best to try and troubleshoot from there, but without more information. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get this all. Oh, that was one of the camera angles of all times. Also, what the heck is happening there? Oh, I haven't even. I could have checked though. I'm assuming Kestrel won. I didn't check the Twitch. I can check just in case. View results. Yeah, Kestrel won. With a resounding 1 vote. Alright, we'll finish this wall section. And then we'll start work on that Kestrel aviary. I think I like the idea of this being black. Yeah. That looks pretty clean. But let's get over to this, because I've got more plans. Construction. Mud. And then Australia metal rod. Really? That's the thick? Metal rod. Metal column. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. Actually, nope, not flexicolor. Metal pillar. Beam. Do we really just have no small or large? Host. It's not really what I'm trying to do. Are there round beams? Is there... Ah. Maybe. Not that one. Not really that one either, though. That is an interesting shape. It's a rare moment in Planet Zoo. When you actually want something to be thicker. Cylinder. Oh, hold on. We now... Now this I can get behind. Fortunately, it doesn't snap to anything. Okay, let's see. I just want to see what the size of this looks like. Let's split that. So we do it at 30 degrees instead of 15. Yeah, that's at least going to be implied. But this is pretty standard size I've seen in kestrel aviaries. That's still a little small for my likings, though. Let's see. Want it to be a pretty slight angle there. I think that's looking better. Let's see. Oh, I think my internet just kind of pooped. It's not cool, not cool, not cool. Oh my gosh. Why is this happening to me? Alright, I think we're good now. There it is. Sorry about that, guys. Let me look up my reference images. Is this the reference picture I was looking at? Not quite. There is a better picture of the structure. It was in Zoo chat. I remember seeing it. Ah, right there. I remember because it was quite a weird structure. And then I want to do America's metal. Alright, that's kind of what we want that structure to look like. And then Now, to test where we want all these pieces to go, we can place this there. Place this like so. And then I want so then I want that there. We want, what kind of base is it? I mean, I guess concrete, right? Looks like it's got a bunch of ivy along it, but I'm gonna say that there's a concrete. Structure like there. And then mesh. And like so. Put that like that. Grab this, we'll make it that black color. Then we'll grab like that. Though actually I want that. And then we'll just grab this. Oh, it's happened again. Why is my internet so crappy recently? I don't get it. What the? Come on. Lots of... What is up with this, like, rotation? I don't know. Lots of this finer detail work. I thank everyone who's been tuning in, even with the bad connection errors. I'll probably restart my modem after this and see if that will fix it, because it's been happening recently and that's concerning. Past stream this happened as well. I mean, you're never going to see it from that angle very often, or you're really not going to see it from that angle. But so let's see what it looks like when we grab all the pieces and just slide them a bit over so that we can get that nice smaller mesh. Is that those gaps become more obvious. But the problem is that you can't. I think that's fine. Now I want to see. We should be able to, theoretically, put this into place. Delete that. Then get that together. And then rotate that more like there. Oh, and that even gives them a little bit of back area that the guest won't. Maybe we can have the guest go over there to see. For some odd reason, we didn't select that piece. Weird, but it's not that hard to fix. So I'm not too worried about it. And then we just have to delete all of this. In fact, let's just we'll have some ways for them to walk around. I mean, as of right now, I'm liking how that's looking. Again, I need like a t-shirt or something. Oh, that's what happened. Vertical snap pulled in. Yeah, I like the idea of it being like right here. And then in the middle there. Hmm. That's too big. That's too big and not subtle at all. Honestly, something like this is probably close to what we want. Hmm. Hmm. Any suggestions, people? That's a little bit extreme there. Of course, we could make our own. I'm of course, not thrilled with the idea, but it's not the end of the world. Actually, let's just say, for example, this. All right, let's see. course, this could always fall apart as soon as I start rotating it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. This isn't it, though. Might just use that. Especially if we rotate that like there and put in like some... Let's see. Do 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 do. Alright guys, this has been a major practice in how do I put buildings together. Angles and stuff. Alright, let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Let's grab the colors from this. I mean, it's going to be very close to that. Then this one, we want this is here. And then this here. No, not there. La da 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 do. Oops, we lowered it down so much that can't see the concrete edge, which is mostly fine. We're not going to see a lot of it when we're done, but I do want it to be slightly visible because it gives a little bit more realism. Actually, off. We're gonna turn that black. Alright, catch you later. See ya, Monkey's Tavern. Let's get this all down. No, actually, I like the idea of using this as a little That looks pretty darn good as like a little... First of all, let's just get a bunch of ivy just out and about over here, because that seems to be... what all my reference pictures show. There's like tons and tons of this ivy just growing. Hey, how's it going, Greenheart? We are working on a kestrel habitat. This is a different zoo than the one you saw me playing on last, but this is kind of our small southeastern rescue zoo. Nice. So we're just kind of creating some ivy to look like it's... Man, that ivy does not look good together. I wish there were larger bits of this ivy. But this is going next door to my cougar enclosure, which I think I can pretty confidently say is my best build so far. Nice! Nice! Great. Where are you kind of basing your zoo? Then, cougar's right here. Wonder if they're gonna climb the tree. Looks like that's a nope. Oh, cool. Nice. It's nice to go with like a familiar areas. I assume you live in more... You said you were around Melbourne. So, I don't know if that's a more temperate area or... if it's more of the tropical or arid Australia. Not sure. My Australian yeah, I mean that's a good plan. That's what I mean, I probably should have started with this zoo. 'Cause this kind of temperate. Yeah, Australia has in northern Australia, you've got uh what I think it's Queensland is some um tropical areas of Australia, and then you've got more temperate regions down in I think what South Australia. But and then in Tasmania, it's very temperate, almost taiga, from what I understand. Yeah, I mean, because like areas where cassowaries live is in northern Australia, and they like the more tropical forest of that and Papua New Guinea. Yeah, it is a bunch of desert. I thought when it was reading it aloud to me, I thought you were saying U.S., and I was like, tropical, no. But technically, I live in a subtropical. Well, I don't. I live in temperate U.S., but if you go about an hour south, you start getting into the southern half of Alabama, and that's technically subtropical, but it's mainly pine forest. Like coastal and wetlands. Ooh, this is and hi Bert. Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. Yes, yeah. Very much piney woods. We try to represent that in our zoo with this area over here. This is a cypress dome. Alright, my wife is on her way home, so we will be ending the stream soonish, in the next 10-15 minutes. But, so this is a cypress dome, which is a kind of wetlands that we find down in more southern Alabama and in areas of Florida. But we have our African hoofstock over here. Most of these are modded. We've got the common eland. You've got ways to get to food. Impala. We've got the Nile Eshway, which is in just regular game through DLC. My FPS gets a little framey over in this area. Then where's our kudu? We have a few kudu. I think last I checked there was one. No, that's an eland. Maybe it was over here. Oh, there's a female kudu. Yeah, I really like this area. Unfortunately, it's thousands of grass pieces placed down. So it's a little framey. This is not gorgeous. But then we have farmland over here. And then badger, which don't live in Alabama anymore, but they used to. I don't know why it got so framey there for a second, but it's back to being okay. And then this is the aquarium we're building. And then we're working on this aviary for more Appalachian style, which is actually a temperate rainforest. So I've technically been to 2 temperate rainforests, which is kind of cool. I went to the largest temperate rainforest, which is in Alaska. They don't, unfortunately. There are some mods that add them, which I have installed. So I'll show you 2 of our mods that we have installed that we're going to be running. Not in this area. So this area we're doing turkey vultures, and this is for the American kestrel. And then, but for like our aquarium, I'm going to have the barred owl, which is a species of owl that lives around here, active during the day. And they actually like living in swamp regions. So that makes sense for them to be in this kind of rivers and lakes aquarium building. It'll be a little loop where you can go outside, and that's where the owls will be. Greenheart, you said you bought all the DLCs, right? Because if so, I guess I didn't have to prefix the fact that the Leshway was the Wetlands DLC, because you already have all of them, so... What I remember. I think I will be streaming tomorrow morning with a non-comment. Yeah, there's a lot. I think it's something like 210 species in total. I think in here we're going to go a little cleaner. Yeah, tomorrow I am going to stream in the morning. So around 6 o'clock my time. What... If you don't mind me asking, what time is it over in Australia now? How far behind or ahead are y'all? Because it's 8:15 here at night. I'm thinking because if I start streaming at 6 o'clock in the morning here, it might be daytime by the time. Or it might be evening for you when I go streaming next. I don't know. Okay, so I'll be streaming in... yeah. In like 10 hours for you. So if you're still up, it's 11 a.m. over there. Wow. Thursday. No way. It's still Tuesday over here. That's not fair. I don't like how time zones work. How does... Alright, you've wrinkled my brain. Okay. I was like... As far as I'm aware, time zones don't work that crazily. I could have just built with arrowwood instead of those stupid ivy pieces. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, we should have turned on random rotation. It's okay. I definitely wanted it to be Wednesday all day today. So yeah, I'll when 10 hours from now. I don't know if you'll be up, but I'll be live. Alright, and then go to Lagville. I might need to turn my graphics settings down. Because it's fine over here. It's 40 FPS, but over there it goes down to like 30 and sometimes 20, which I really don't want to deal with. Yeah, I like how that's looking. I think we might have... Yeah, we may not have to play on... We get to play on ultra settings. Do we have an American Kestrel? I'm sure we have one somewhere. Robustus American birds. I know we've got one. Assorted birds. Water birds plus, I don't think it would be in here, but you never know. Meta wish list. Okay, my wife is here now. I will, Florida bird pack? No. I'll have to find out where that American kestrel is hiding. I know, because I know there is one. But I am gonna have to end the stream here, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And let me see if I can if there's anyone that I can raid y'all to that I know playing a game that I know. Doesn't look to it. So I'm just gonna end the stream here. I'll catch y'all later. I will be streaming tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock Central Time. But probably going to see a lot less of me on the evenings. Just the way things are going. Bye, y'all.